How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Alan Staley, and this is Slinging Dirt with Staley. On this week's episode, Atchison, Kansas native and driver of the Bowler Motorsports, Tom Sturton Trucking, Lake Road Warehouse, Brilliant Graphics, Munsen Motorsports, number 19X IMCA Sport Modified, the Magic Man himself, Josh Munsen. Josh has been progressing through the dirt sport for the past 5 years with many achievements along the way, such as a 2015 Atchison County Raceway Hobby Stock Points Championship, 2015 Northwest Mo-Can Championship, 2015 Hobby Stock Stampede Championship. Munsen moved up classes in 2016, earning Rookie of the Year honors as well as top 5 in points at 2 separate tracks. 2018 brought about another change in classes in which Munsen responded to magically, currently sitting within the top 5 in points at US 36 Raceway, Bethany Fairgrounds Speedways, as well as contending nationally in the IMCA Sport Mod Rookie of the Year division, in which he currently sits 4th. Josh is just one of those rare drivers with patience and precision, yet an uncanny knack of knowing when to push a little bit more. He's calm, calculated, and willing to learn. I know that I've praised Atchison County Raceway in the past, but has produced some amazing talent. I've known Munsen for years, watching him race, call the action, interviewing him in victory lanes after he wins. Needless to say that I'm a fan. From maintaining the same sponsor his whole racing career to wearing the same pair of underwear on race day, the Magic Man and I share a great conversation about a racer's world. Plus, his personalized Mount Rushmore of racing, why fear isn't even an option, how much the fans mean to him, and more on an all-new Slinging Dirt with Staley and special guest Josh the Magic Man Munsen, starting right now.
Oh, my dad's boss took us out to Thunder Hill one night, and my dad decided he wanted a race car. After, later that night, got one, watched him race for a while, and both kind of decided that it's time for me to get one.
And how long have you been driving now?
I think 5 years.
Why the number? Is there any big significance there, the 19X?
19 was always my football number and my baseball number, and all through high school, middle school, and elementary school.
Just transition through the sports, whatever sport it was, you were the number 19. And the X, you just put it on because there's so many 19s.
All the Bowler drivers have the X behind it.
Right. How did you get in on that, the Bowler Motorsports brand? How did that come about?
Jeremiah Asher.
Really?
Yeah, he mentioned me to John one day. John said, "Yeah, I'll help the kid out." This is back when I was just getting
started, like in the hobby stock phase of the career.
He was my very first sticker on my car. John Wooler was.
The very first, and it's held out throughout. So I was about to say something about your driving if he's willing to step on board.
And something about him, if he's willing to dedicate himself to me that long. That's pretty neat.
What's the mindset like?
No mistakes. You can't have mistakes in the shop, otherwise stuff breaks, and you can't have mistakes on the track, otherwise stuff really breaks. And there's no mistakes in the mindset, really.
We're getting ready to take the track. The helmet's on, gloves are fitting tight. You're belted in. You're getting ready to take the track. What's going through your mind?
Honestly, absolutely nothing. I just say my prayers and do my thing.
The same routine every time, just say a prayer and then...
You start overthinking it, and then that's when,
Do you ever get in the mindset where you're just too careful? Or is there such a thing on a track?
That's, honestly, I could say my biggest fault as a driver is I'm a little too conservative. Everybody that's close to me in racing, they always tell them, be more aggressive, be more aggressive. Well, I just don't like driving like that, I like to...
What do you credit that? Do you credit to taking care of the equipment, or is it that you're riding on that thin line of fear and you're on that edge of out of control? Yeah. Do you ever think about that?
Well, fear's never an issue in a race car. I don't bother me.
You don't think about it?
Nothing. I ain't got no fear, but, as far as, it's more I don't want to tear stuff up. Main thing is I don't want to tear anybody else's stuff up, I don't want to drive in there all wild and it'd be my fault. I don't like that. So,
what would you say is the biggest negative aspect of our sport?
The haters on Facebook and the haters
social
on
media.
Yeah, social media. It just kills it. There's no reason for it. I might have a bad night at the track, but
a bad night at a track is still a lot better than a good night of, in my opinion, doing anything else.
I agree.
Now flip that. What's the biggest positive aspect of our sport?
Fans.
Yeah,
for sure. Without them, we'll be racing against each other and not in front of anybody. That wouldn't be any fun. When you get out of the car in victory lane, you hear people cheering. It's fans,
It gives you a little bit extra motivation to go out and do it again. Average week during the race season, let's say nothing goes wrong while you're the previous week, how much time are you spending tinkering on the car, getting it ready for the next week?
Maybe a couple hours, a night. Just really depends on work schedule, and if there's nothing broke, then just polish everything up.
If it ain't broke, why fix it? Yeah. Same question, but then during the off season, because here in Missouri, the off season gets a little long and cold. How much time are you spending working on the car then? Is it a complete tear it down, build it back up?
Yeah, in the past seasons, like this past off season, we tore the car down, bare chassis, painted it, but started from the ground up because we were tired of getting beat, so gotta get fast.
One thing I do like about your guys' team is the color combination on the car. Where did that come about?
Once again, Bowler.
Yeah.
All those cars are orange, and we didn't want to quite match everybody else.
Kind of had to throw your own little flair into it.
I've always had the fluorescent numbers and decals and stuff, so we did that. He was cool enough to let us do that. So
you talk about the time spent in the shop, the off season, the hours spent wrenching and everything. Why do that? Where does the motivation come from? Why keep on this path?
Trophies. I like trophies, and I mean, eventually, I like to get big enough where that's what I do. Is race. I'd like to keep progressing, keep progressing, and keep progressing.
What's the ultimate goal here? Are you just wanting to race for a profession?
Yeah, I want to race for a profession, and just travel. I want to spend 7 days a week traveling to different racetracks, and not 5 days a week working and 2 days a week racing.
Now, is it NASCAR, a little asphalt in your future, or is it straight dirt?
I mean, if the opportunity came, I wouldn't
say no to anything, exactly.
But no, I mean, I want to stay on dirt. I mean, nobody likes to, in my opinion, watch NASCAR anymore.
Yeah,
it's all about the dirt
I'm
track.
kind of in the same boat here. Well, is it oval? Is it just the oval that gets you the fast-paced dirt track?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Going in there sideways, love it.
Any chance of a sprint car? Because, I mean, me personally, I'm a sprint car guy. And with your driving style and talent, if I may say so, you behind the wheel of a sprint car, that could be interesting.
That's what I've always told my mom and dad. I want to drive a sprint car.
Yeah.
I said, I want a 410 World Outlaw sprint car. And they ain't having it. One, because they're really, really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
And
really, really, really expensive, too.
And really, really, really expensive, yeah.
Whenever you're out there on the track, do you have a strategy going into it, or is it just kind of fly by the seat of your pants? Whatever comes your way, you're going to be ready for it?
Capitalize on every opportunity, because you might not get another one, Whether it's the first corner of the first lap and, a guy takes a push, you got to diamond it off, cut underneath him.
Kind of a Coach K approach here, where you just kind of hang around and be there when it counts.
Stick around.
Tell me about the first night whenever you're behind the wheel. I believe it was a hobby stock. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
It may have been ACR. Was it Atchison?
At Atchison. And there's a guy by the name of Lee Farmer up there, and he was the man.
Mm-hmm.
Made a beat, and I think he started right in front of me. There's a pretty good field of cars. And honestly, I spent 20 laps at Atchison following him, and wasn't worried about passing anybody or getting passed. I was just learning, following a guy that was a good driver.
And kind of learning from the best right there.
Mm-hmm. And that first race taught me a lot about driving.
Your driving style.
Because the track was real black, so, I just critiqued, my driving lap after lap to, fit what he was doing, and then just followed suit.
Now, what about your first win? Because I believe that came at Atchison, too.
Yeah, that was actually 2 races later.
So your third race, you pull off a victory.
Yeah, Billy Spillman was actually leading that race, and I'm pretty sure it's gear locked up or something. He had me beat for sure.
But you again, right place, right time. You were there for the opportunity.
I was sitting second and led the last 5 or 6 laps, and got in the car.
So it wasn't given to you. You led, led the last 5 or 6 laps. Now, whenever I say the word or the phrase "points champion," what does that mean to you? Because you have one to your name, don't you?
Yeah, I have a Mocan championship, and that's what we kind of buckled down this year. We were hoping to win a couple championships, and not sitting too bad in 36, and I think we're leading or second or something up here in Bethany. So it's not too far out of the grass, I don't think. I hope not.
Does it mean anything extra to you, knowing that you're up there competing with some of the best drivers?
That's why I always tell everybody, like, what place you get tonight? It's 5th, 4th. Like, man, come on. Like, I'm racing, the
top tier.
Yeah, exactly. The whole field's fast almost. So
has there ever been the moment where you question whether you want to crawl back in the car, like a biggest wreck or a scariest moment behind the wheel?
Never.
You don't even?
Never.
Again, it's one of those out of sight, out of mind, just don't even think about it.
Yeah, I took a pretty good shot at Atchison one night. And asked Dad if we were going to fix it for the future. Yeah.
You were even thinking about how you were feeling, like your body or anything. You're more worried about the car.
Yeah, I was all loopy when I got out of the car. I almost got knocked out by it, and asked Dad what we need to fix. What are we going to start doing?
What's been the most valuable lesson you've learned? And it doesn't even have to be your driving, just a life lesson you've learned at a racetrack.
I don't know. Let's think about that one.
All right, we'll come back to that one. Preferred line. Are you a Topside bandit, bottom feeder?
I'm a bottom feeder. I'm a catfish.
Yeah, you like the bottom?
I like the bottom. I like the tires. I like to rotate where it's flat. You know, you see the people go up there and bang the cushion.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me. I like the shortest way around the racetrack.
Shortest way around the racetrack,
Mm-hmm.
yep. Slide job or crossover, which is the
crossover
all day. Make them think they have it and
Yep.
just rip their hearts out.
Blow the doors off going down the straightaway.
Now, are you a music fan? Is there a certain song that gets you in the zone, gets you hyped out there, or is a playlist on the way to the track?
No.
Whatever's on.
Good old Garth Brooks on the way to the racetrack.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Get your mind right.
On the way to the racetrack, certain meal that you're going to eat?
Never.
Never eat
No.
before
I wear the same underwear and socks almost every race, so that's kind of my...
I was wondering what the smell was. What's the favorite post-race beverage?
Well, as of last year, I'd say nice cold water, but
Yep.
now since I'm 21, I can say beer.
There you go. And what about a dream car? The 410 Sprint?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Is there specific tracks that you like more? Are you short versus a long? Do you like high banks versus a smaller bank track? Which do you prefer?
Well, my roots came from Atchison, which is a very short, high bank racetrack. That's all it is. It's pretty much a long corner. So I mean, I like the short tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's why I do really good 36 because I feel like it's a bigger Atchison.
Right.
It's high banked and.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of times the bottom side's there, and that's where I like to put it. So,
kind of a deep personal question here. How does it feel that knowing most races, your mom is going to be up there in the grandstands cheering you on, and kind of even giving you pointers every once in a while if you miss a mark or you need to be, like you were saying, be a little more aggressive. She keeps up to date with your point standings, and I'd say she's even your number one fan. What does that do for your confidence?
Well, I wouldn't say it really does too much for my confidence, but definitely, not so much just her, but everybody, they come to watch me, so it makes me try hard about everything I do, whether it's, between the heat race feature, making the setup changes, makes me, in the race car, it just makes me try a little harder.
Makes you try a little bit harder. Now, what about having your dad as your pit chief? Because sometimes you kind of see it as an observer, a father and son relationship can be kind of tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But yet you guys seem to pull it off. How do you guys do that without having really any big issues?
Well, we definitely don't see eye to eye with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
He has his ways and I have mine.
Exactly.
But we both give a lot and we both take a lot, and that's what it takes to work, with anything, not just a race car, in life. You gotta give and get,
I think you just kind of answered your previous question that you couldn't think of before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
your little
good.
life lesson that you learned, it kind of came
get.
back full circle. Is there anything in a race car that you haven't done yet that you want to do? I mean, you're young, you're talented, you're driven. Any specific class of car you want to race?
Just the biggest, that has most people in the stands. I want to.
Just want to entertain.
Yep, keep winning.
Yep. And where would you like to see your racing program progress next year, 5 years, 10 years down the road?
My dad wants to go A-mod racing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind A-mod racing. I think it'd be fun. There's a lot of good competition in there.
You only get better by playing better opponents, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And are you wanting to travel more because you were mentioning that? Maybe hit a few more distant, far-off tracks?
Yeah, I've only raced it, I think, 4 racetracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been racing for 5 years. I want to definitely reach out and
kind of get out of your comfort zone a little
touch
bit.
4 or 5 new ones, a year.
Mm-hmm.
Not,
anyone you want to give a special shout out to? Kind of give them thanks for helping your racing program along the years.
well, biggest without a doubt is my mom and dad. They definitely support me to their fullest, and wouldn't even be imaginable, by doing it without them. But just everybody on the race car, all the people that help me out, all the people that come over to the shop, and I know when we just had a bad night, got wrecked, we got to.
It takes a team.
Yep, race in 7 hours. Come over and start picking up wrenches and helping us.
And a couple more questions left. The people of Hollywood are calling. They are making a movie, the Josh Munsen movie.
No.
The Magic Man story, if you will. Who plays you?
Ooh. I don't know.
You're just going to play yourself in the movie?
Yep.
Nobody else could be you, so just do it yourself?
Yep.
All right, that works. What about the nickname, the Magic Man? How did that come about? Because it stuck.
Honestly, the night after wouldn't be the night, it'd be the day after my first win. My mom and my best buddy Stevie were on the way up to St. Joe. I think we were going shopping or something. And I was like, I gotta come up with a nickname because everybody has a nickname.
Everybody has a nickname.
And we were sitting there thinking about it. And I was like, it has to flow. Josh Munsen, something in between. Steve's like, why not the Magic Man? I was like, dude, that is perfect.
That is perfect, and it even went so far as to naming the car the Magician's Assistant.
Yeah.
It just stuck. What was the name? Vamoose Mach 2 or something? Yep. And now the final question is kind of the staple of the show. What is your Mount Rushmore of racing? The 4 best drivers in your mind. They don't have to be the greatest. They don't have to be world-renowned. Just the top 4 in your mind.
Scott Bloomquist he's the ish.
I like that.
I don't know. I spent a lot of hours watching Steve Bowers, at Thunder Hill. That's all we all used to go. And he was definitely by far my favorite driver. Trying to think. Honestly, I don't like really watching racing. I like racing.
Just like racing.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Deshawn, he taught me a lot about racing. Whether it be, quit being a bleat or
go out and actually do it. Yeah. And kind of everything that he's helped you with, you then in turn took that mentorship to a whole new level, if I may say so, with this Destin Whitney.
Yeah, I try to help little guy out a lot. He's my little buddy, and his parents are great people. We all get along real well, and they come over to the shop when we were racing Atchison last year and change the gears so they come up here and race. That was a lot of fun. It'd be 1 o'clock in the morning, we're both changing gears. And just little pointers. Let's say 1 pointer a night. Helps somebody progress for sure.
Yep. All right, what do you say we wrap up this Mount Rushmore of racing and just put Josh Munsen on there? Will that work? All right.
Let's do it.
All right, that's about all the questions I have for you here tonight. Again, thanks for coming over to the house, recording the show with me. Good luck tonight with the racing, and can't wait to get you back here on the show.
Thanks for having me. Had a lot of fun.
All right, thank you, buddy. Oh, man, I forgot to record it.
Oh, man.